Hi guys, Annie here. Today we'll be traveling to Brazil for an epic cultural fail. Enjoy! So the biggest epic fail that we had in Brazil truly was not our fault. We had about 20 of us in the group that were volunteering, and as a way of saying thank you, our host brought in these little old couples to give us cookies. It was really sweet. We actually didn't see very many older folks in the village and the town we were in. And these couples both had to be in their 80s, if not their 90s. And they had really taken time. They had made these lovely packages of cookies. You know, they were all wrapped with like special cellophane and tied with bows. And they'd made 20 of them, obviously to give to each of us. And so the host pulled me aside and he said to me, you know, Anita, you speak the most Portuguese out of everybody. So he explained to me in Portuguese what these people had done. And then he said, I really need you to go tell everyone in your group that they just need to stand up one by one, accept the gift of the cookies, like really tell these people, thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you open it in front of them, and then everyone needs to take a bite of their cookie. And then if you don't like it, just kind of set it aside, and when they move on, you can go put it back in your room. And I have to tell you, the cookies look good. I mean, they look like shortbread cookies. And so I was the first person to receive the gift. And I went ahead and I told everybody before we started getting gifts what the deal was. And everybody agreed to it. And so everybody watched me. And I opened the gift. I smiled. I kind of was like, oh, what is this? And then I took a bite of the cookie, and it was buttery and yummy. And I said, thank you so much, with it still in my mouth. And then as soon as the people passed me, the weirdest thing happened. All of the water in my body, including in my mouth, like got sucked up into that cookie. It's like eating alum. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, it just sucks all the water out of your body. And so I couldn't swallow it. There was no way I could swallow it. And luckily, I still had some of my drink left. So I kind of like choked down the rest of it with my drink. But what was funny was that as the couple would go around to each person, I watched each person thank them, open it, smile, take a bite, say, this is so good. And then I watched every single person like not be able to swallow it. Okay? And it was just, it was hilarious. Okay. So luckily our host let us off the hook. He's like, we need to go. The cars are here that's going to take you to the next place. Please, everybody, if you could go grab your stuff. And that was our cue that we could go take these little bags of cookies and either throw them away or save them for somebody back home. And it was really funny because originally when I tasted the cookie, and I thought it tasted so good before that little alum effect, my host told me, oh, I'm glad you like that cookie. It's not sugar in there. It's a natural Brazilian root. But it tastes good, right? And I was like, yeah. Of course, that was before it sucked all the water out of my mouth. So here's where it got strange. Okay, we had been out all day long. And we kind of had dinner, but everybody was hungry. It was now like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. We were finally getting back to our rooms. And all of us were kind of talking about the day and laughing. And then we kind of settled down. And the 6 of us women that were in one room, we kind of got ready for bed and we were trying to sleep. But every time we were trying to sleep, the 14 or 12 men, I don't remember how many that were upstairs, they were laughing and pounding on the floor with their feet and rolling, and they just wouldn't stop. I mean, now it's like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. No one's getting any sleep. The men are just making so much noise. And so finally, the leader of that group of men came down and he knocked on the door and he's like, can I please talk to my wife? And we're like, sure, come on in. Like, nobody's sleeping anyway. Like, what's so funny upstairs? And he's like, I need those cookies. And we're like, "Oh, you can have those cookies. I mean, they are so nasty. Go ahead, take them. I can't believe you guys are going to eat them." And he's like, "No, no, no, no. We don't want to eat them. I need to confiscate them." And I'm like, "What do you mean confiscate them?" And he said, "You remember that natural root that those old people put in those cookies?" And we were like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's Brazilian Viagra. And we have a gigantic problem upstairs." So, did you have a good laugh? Maybe a little cringe? Hit the like button for me. And leave me a comment, especially if my story triggered a great memory for you. To hear more of my next crazy adventures, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.